approach faith from that point of view, one signal characteristic of a person of faith might be a profound sense of humility. The sense that our faith is here to give life, not to take it, to enrich life, not to impoverish it, to serve as a starting point for a conversation and not the definitive rebuttal that says, I don't need to talk with you anymore. And if you think about faith in those terms, I would argue that any serious conversation about these matters, matters of education and giving, a fitting conversation partner around that table would be one or more people of faith, who I hope would be guided, among other things, by a profound sense of humility about just how much of this marvelous creation we human beings are able to encompass.
Hi. What are your prospects for a liberal arts education within public schools? Do you see it as a real viability for school reform?
Well, this is one of the great reasons to be an educator and a person passionately concerned about the state of education in the year 2011. Why? Because we cannot sit in the pilot seat with our thumb on the autopilot button and believe we're doing a good job. Liberal education is in effect under assault. It's perhaps a little bit of an insidious assault, but as regards public education, students really don't have time to study a discipline like philosophy. A discipline like religion or religious studies is simply too contentious to surface in the classroom. Art and music are utterly impractical. We need our students to be focused on the basics, reading, writing, and arithmetic. Why? Because that's what will make them productive members of our community. That's what will keep the economy of our city, state, and nation competitive in a rapidly changing world of commerce. Is that right? If the burden of this presentation holds water, if there's merit to it, we should be very wary about allowing education to be co-opted as a form of vocational training. And by the way, I in fact, I think have more good things than bad to say about people who earn their livings with their hands. Some of my colleagues on the medical staff of Riley Hospital for Children earn their livings with their hands, right? There's something immensely honorable about manual labor, including what surgeons do with endoscopes and scalpels. That being said, however, if we focus all our attention on the how can we train people for well-paying jobs? How can we recruit more industries to our fair city? If we allow education to be entirely co-opted by those concerns, we will have lost sight of the why. We will have fallen prey to the misconception that we're training people to hold positions, when in fact what we need to be doing, at least to a large extent, is educating human beings who are not only going to support themselves economically, but be the kind of citizens and neighbors and human beings we hope that our own children and grandchildren will be someday. And so that's the spirit in which we're in fact blessed to live in this age, where the importance of the liberal arts is no longer taken for granted, where the liberal arts are, in a way, fighting for their very lives, because it's a chance for us to think again, what are the liberal arts? Why are they called liberal, right? Liberal. Liberality, right? Because the liberal arts are about giving, the virtue of generosity, the virtue of liberality, and they're about freedom. What do human beings need to know and care most passionately about if we're going to live the freest and most generous, most normative lives of which we're capable. So we've got a good fight to fight, and that's in fact something to be thankful for rather than bemoan.
Dr. Gunderman, we thank you very much once again.